Hey guys, Jeremy here from NoobsDownUnder to bring you a ultimate beginner's guide to Crytek's up-and-coming game, Crysis 3. First off, let's look at what Crysis 3 is all about.
Now you're leaving again. I was reaching out when you needed a friend. Whoa. But now I'm out here on my own. Yeah. Days pass by, go from morning to end. Wanna open my eyes, but I can't pretend. Oh, I'm still out here on my own.
To make a squad, just click in the top right hand corner on the friends panel and click on your name and rename a squad. Rename it anything you like. You have typed in NoobsDownUnder. And then press OK. From there, click on the name of your friend. And then, after you do it, press the invite to squad button. They'll receive an invite in their messages panel. Wait until they accept. And their name will appear blue in your panel. From there, join a match using any type of matchmaking system, which I'll explain later. Likewise, if your friend is inviting you to a squad, just head up to your messages panel in the middle, click on the message, and press accept invite. After this has been done, you'll lose control of the matchmaking, and your squad leader will take over control of it. From there, they'll get you into a game, and once you're in a game, they'll be identified because their name will pop up as blue inside of the game. In Crysis 3, there's two ways to join into games. The first way is to just go into the server browser panel, wait for it to load, and choose the game that you want. If the game is full, you'll be placed into a server queue. Otherwise, you can utilize the quick match service. Just choose the game type you want and press start searching. Thankfully, in Crysis 3, this seems to work quite well, and after a little while, but not too long, you'll be placed into a game ready to play. Now let's talk about part 2, game controls and movement. Crysis 3 follows the standard first-person shooter movement controls. WASD to move back and forth. You can sprint using the shift and holding it down, and if you tap C, you'll do a slide, during which you can still shoot. To activate maximum armor, just tap Q and then re-tap to take it off. Likewise, to activate cloaking, just tap E and then re-tap it to take it off. You can use V to melee smash, and 1 is to switch between weapons. Now in the multiplayer Crysis, there's two jumping. The first jumping is just a little jump where you just tap the spacebar, and the second one you hold it in to go higher. This is useful for getting up into higher places. Here you see you can do a gravity stomp by jumping off something high and pressing C. Part 3, shielding and cloaking. Shielding and cloaking is one of the things that makes Crysis unlike any other games. As you can see here, shielding is incredibly important when it comes to gun-to-gun fights and head-on action. Although the perk auto shield activates your shield automatically, it's still best to manually activate it because, as you saw just before, you do take damage before it activates. You should always keep the maximum armor shield Q button active whenever you're not having to run fast or when you're defending an objective. It's best because you take the least amount of damage and you survive the longest. Now, cloaking is the next intricate part of Crysis 3 and must be used effectively at all times. As you can see here, you can tap E to cloak and sneak up behind enemies to do a stealth kill. Cloaking lasts as long as you have energy. Here you can see that as you cloak and you hit someone straight on, you just do the standard smash. Here you can cloak while standing still for 45 seconds, as I've tested, and once your energy runs out, you will lose your cloak. Whilst sprinting, you'll only cloak for a lot shorter amount of time, around 12 to 13 seconds by my measure. If you use any weapon except the bow whilst cloak, you will drain your energy to 0 and lose your invisibility. And as you can see here, the cloak removes all armor and you will die from one sniper bullet. So always use your cloaking wisely and only cloak when you're out of sight, when you're trying to be invisible. Here you can see it again. Cloaking makes them die quicker. Also, taking fall damage will remove your cloak and drain your energy to 0. The best way to effectively avoid this is to activate maximum armor before you hit the ground. Crysis 3 features a similar weapons and racking system to any other first-person shooter. In the beta you can level to level 10, at which point you'll reach max, and you will have the option to unlock more things, such as this after what they call a suit reboot. Now, suit reboot is basically a prestige mode where you go to the main menu and press nano reboot. It'll ask you to confirm, and then after a small cinematic, which goes for longer than this, I've sped this up, you'll say process complete, and then you'll be able to go back into your customized equipment and at level 5 choose to equip the item that was previously locked. Crysis 3 also features a created class system similar to any other first-person shooter. Basically, you have 5 classes and you have the ability to change between perks and weapons. On the right, you'll be able to click on it and just move across and choose the perks you want. There are many on offer here which add different sorts of abilities. Just click on them and press OK. You can also change out any weapon by right-clicking on it and then sliding across and pressing equip item. To equip a weapon and change weapon attachments, if you have them unlocked, you unlock weapon attachments by leveling up your weapon by using it. Just press equip and modify attachments and then choose the attachment you want. Here I've chosen a reflex sight for this weapon, for the FY7IM as it's called. Now let's talk about the big question for PC users, not console users. Can your PC run it? There is no doubt that Crysis 3 pushes PCs to the max with its volumetric lighting and Crytek's incredible attention to detail. Here we'll talk about the minimum specs. First of all, you need a Windows Vista 7 or 8 and a DirectX 11 graphics card with at least 1GB of video RAM, a dual-core CPU minimum, and a 2GB memory or 3GB on Vista. And remember that this game still looks amazing even on the lowest of settings. I personally receive about 60 frames per second on high detail with my i7 260K build with a Radeon 7870. At max, I only get around 30 frames per second. But if you want to check out definitively whether or not your system can run it, just head over to the link that I've included in the description. Well, I think that's all we have time for today on this Crysis 3 first look / ultimate beginner's guide. Remember to smash the like button, favourite, subscribe if you really enjoyed. Once again, my name is Jeremy Lewin from NoobsDownUnder, and I'll see you guys in the next video.